We are live. Hey, we are.
We are live. Welcome in, folks. Happy Hump Day. Feeling like a Wednesday in here for sure.
Hump Day. Sliding downhill to the weekend, baby. We're getting there.
What a 1 week out till Christmas Eve.
That's right.
Yeah.
Already feeling like
That's
the
right,
holidays around here.
And your sweater is just
Yeah, show that baby off.
that is awesome.
A little Pikachu.
We got meteorologist Robert Speta, meteorologist Ross Muma, and I'm meteorologist Lewis Turner. Glad you're with us. There is no, like, we were talking about this earlier in the 11 stream, and you know, there is a saying, you know, you have ugly Christmas sweater parties and ugly Christmas sweater, you know, things. That's pejorative. That sweater is not ugly, Robert. I need you to know that.
Thank you.
That's a nice
Classy.
sweater. That's, yes. Wear that to every fine event
No,
that you go to.
so there are no ugly Christmas, because I think there are.
Do you?
I think there are sweaters that go out of their way to be ugly.
There are some.
It depends on the wearer and the point of you wearing it. But today, I say take that to Calford Chop House and
Yeah.
walk right
Get
in.
away with it.
Yeah,
Get a little
demand their
filet
finest-
mignon with that baby.
Yeah, class it up. Welcome in. Yeah, we are a week away from Christmas Eve, meaning we are getting closer and closer to that last weekend before we get to Christmas. Meaning last minute shopping's about to happen. You're probably running around town. All the shopping's everything. I went to Kohl's on Sunday with my wife and just to kind of
She had that Kohl's cash.
She did.
20 or 30% off with like $15 in Kohl's cash.
Because we got to get like the wrapping paper.
And they told you saved $160.
Yes, but
Yeah.
You spent like just too much.
Come on, right? But we're a sucker for the Kohl's, so we get some of the knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone stuff, and the parking scenario at the Kohl's off Old St. Augustine Road. We parked a half a mile away from the store because there was no parking, and the line from the cash. I mean, we waited in line. It was like we were waiting in line for a roller coaster. Like it was just.
That's why you gotta split up, and this is just friendly advice to everybody at home too. See what happens is I know my wife's shopping. I'll go stand in line prematurely.
I think a couple people did that,
and we just
and
time
I got
it out.
mad.
Oh,
Yeah.
you won't like me.
You don't have anything in your hands.
She comes rolling in with just stuff.
Yeah, I got old Speta in front of me with like a stick of gum. Like, oh, this guy's gonna be easy, it'll be quick. And
You'll
then
see me on the phone like, you better hurry up and get over here. We're almost to the front.
Yeah.
It's been
wife
45
rolls up
minutes.
with armful of gifts. Anyhow, it's getting. The point of that is it's getting busy. It was busy last weekend, and I'm sure running around town it's going to be busy this weekend too. But wish you well as you finish up. We got a little Christmas themed segment a little bit later, in segment B in a moment. But first, let's get to what's happening right now.
A lot of clouds out there.
Yeah, it's been cloudy all day.
Yeah, we expected this, forecasted this, the increase in cloud cover, not only in the lower levels, but the mid levels as well. And we have a little bit of coastal moisture, but you peek off to the west, out I-10, right on the very left-hand side of your screen. A little bit of some rain there across Biloxi, headed toward Mobile Bay. That is what is headed our way here over the next couple of days. But I kind of want to talk a little bit more, the bigger story across the rest of the country.
Yeah.
There is a multitude, a plethora, so to speak, of watches, warnings, advisories. So we're going to start in the east and head our way west.
Cool.
Out across New Jersey, New York, we've got multiple wind advisories in place as a little clipper system brought some pretty significant snow to portions of New York, New Jersey. And I think we've got some good video out of New Jersey of some of the winter wonderland looks out there for folks in the tri-state area.
Saw some folks trying to drive in it, some folks trying to shovel it, and there we go. And dog getting walked in it. That kid just
I
threw a
did catch
snowball.
that before. That kid just pelted.
He's getting cold for Christmas.
He's trying to get another snowball together.
So this
but it's falling apart.
Well, he's one hand in it. You got to double.
Plus, I think this is a good lesson in the thickness of snow, and your 10-to-1 versus 20-to-1. I think this is a little too fluffy, a little too dry.
Yeah.
Not good snowball making weather.
Not the ball making. You're going to fall apart. And because I don't think he landed that snowball. I think he went to throw it and he tried. You got to finesse a snowball.
Yeah.
Especially the fluffy ones. If you try to overthrow it and Aaron Rodgers one in there.
Squeezing it too hard and breaking
it's just
apart.
Poof. And I think I don't think his dad truly took it to the chin. I love seeing the dog get. Well, dog was happy as it could be, And now we got folks trying to drive through it. They're pros up there though. They're fine. Nothing to do. That big old dually getting it done. and this guy's just threatening with a heart attack.
Are you guys don't have to worry about this too much in Florida, but when you're shoveling the snow, see right there, he's doing one scoop at a time here, or you just kind of push it as far as you can type of.
Well, what he's doing is he's taking it one chore at a time too, because he's probably got a list of things to do inside the house. But he's like, you know what, I'm going to take this chore and I'm going to make it last 3 hours.
That's a total dad move right there.
Total dad. That's like when and I don't shovel snow, but you get out. Like I just realized he was on camera too. So,
yeah, he's like right at the camera.
But if I get told I need to go outside and do a chore, that chore is going to last. We're getting our money's worth out of the time.
Smart, wise.
Oh, but look at the power lines. The ice hanging from the power lines and that fluffier snow. But yeah, that's Jersey. All right, so we've gone from the East Coast and working our way west.
Yeah, let's head up to the Northern Plains.
Okay.
Where really the largest amount of warnings are at. So you start in Kansas, you got red flag warnings, high wind warnings from Kansas up through Nebraska and the Dakotas, and you look up towards Bismarck and Fargo, blizzard warnings across the northern half of North Dakota, northwestern Minnesota, Montana.
Yeah,
it's a whole shebang out there.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to Robert earlier, as we continue kind of on our trek here across the country, you look up in between Spokane and Great Falls, so far western Montana and northeastern Idaho, there is a civil emergency message in place.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of one of those?
Yeah, I've heard of a civil emergency. But what's this one?
So in the valleys, they're expecting 50 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. And in the mountains and the Continental Divide, 80 to 100 mile per hour wind gusts on top of the snow.
This is up on top of like the Grand Tetons. So it's really meant for those people that like, hey, if you're stupid enough to be out there mountain climbing, please stop.
Yeah.
Kind of. Speaking of this, well, Spokane right there in the middle. I told Lou this. Ross, take a guess what the max wind gust for them was today.
And it's a record, too,
It is
a record highest ever wind gust in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
Like the downsloping effect and stuff out of the
Cascades, westerly
maybe,
flow, and it's
110?
Not quite that high, 75 miles per hour.
Which you'd think, I'd guess 71, but 75. But yeah, I mean, if they're warning, but again, at elevation, 110 mile an hour wind gusts. That's something. And then even looking out towards, all the weather out west. But the atmospheric river set up for the Pacific Northwest, they've just been hit with one after the other. Snow cascades, but then all that rain and then all the snow that eventually will melt and come down the mountain range into the already pressured infrastructure of levees failing and some pretty sweeping flooding there.
And I think we've got some video of some of the flooding in Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the video should start off with one of these overflowing. You're getting kind of washout from under a lot of the homes there. This right here. There's what's that really scenic waterfall outside of Seattle? It starts with an S. But it's usually like a trickle. It's really beautiful. I've seen the videos of that just overflowing, absolutely insane.
Yeah, and one death reported, and again with something else we were talking about a little bit earlier, but it was somebody in a truck trying to drive through a road. But the problem was maybe the water wasn't so deep on the road itself, but you couldn't tell where the road ended and kind of the fall off into the ditch/cliff on the side was. And so it was just one big, looking like you're driving into a lake, essentially, and the person kind of didn't know exactly where the edge of the road was and ended up going down into it. So obviously don't ever drive into floodwaters, but there's one of those broken levees breached right there.
And the bad news is they still got more rain to come. You mentioned the atmospheric river. Now, it does look like the worst of the rain, perhaps tonight and throughout much of tomorrow, is going to be a little bit further south of Washington, across like Portland, Oregon, north of Eugene probably. But I know I was talking with Neil, our assistant news director. He's a big Seahawks fan. And there's certainly going to be a lot of rain in the forecast for the Seahawks and Rams game on Thursday Night Football tomorrow night. So they've still got a lot more to come, several inches actually.
Getting hit hard. All right, so segment one, we kind of looked around the country. Let's come back locally here in a moment and talk about our rain chances and what we can expect for the weekend. So stay with us.
Welcome back in, folks.
Yeah.
Should we take a look ahead to kind of what we have in store the rest of tonight and into tomorrow a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Out there right now, let's start with that. We've talked overcast skies, temperatures generally in the 60s, a very light northeast breeze, but winds will go rather calm tonight. We've also got decent amount of some low-level moisture out there as well, so we are going to be watching for the potential for some fog to develop here, kind of as the late evening and overnight period wears on.
So much moisture, in fact, that picking up a rain icon there at 2 a.m. I mean, I know we had that moisture we saw on radar just offshore, but maybe overdoing it with that. But yeah, I think we have some visibility issues for parts of our commute, the West Beltway, things like that. West side of Duval, Getaway.
More of like a mist type setup, probably.
Yeah.
I see the fog right there, though. What do you think? Cecil probably get down there tomorrow morning.
Always does. Your usual suspects and West Side heading out I-10 corridor probably. Get some of that dense fog and then the patchy stuff out towards the beaches. But cloudy kind of day. And warming, pretty nice. I'd say, if we're in the here and now, through the rest of the night, you notice those temperatures only getting to the 50s. The cloud cover, kind of our friend blanketing us, because, I mean, our lows really won't be that bad as you're waking up tomorrow morning. So even tonight as you go about town, not bad, mild. You're fine probably in short sleeves even. And with the clouds even and the unsettled kind of weather on the way, warming up to the mid-70s and even pushing 80. Pretty big temperature ranges is maybe get the upper 60s, low 70s in southeast Georgia, but really near 80 degrees, Keystone Heights and Palatka and southern St. Johns County. So sweeping temperature ranges as we look for our real big weather maker for the afternoon and evening Thursday night for some our next best chance of rain, which is beneficial rain. So rain, again, as Ross sang to us yesterday, is a good thing. But if it is falling during your time of commute, we're going to want to be extra patient, give yourself some extra time. Looking at 2 to midnight, because by Friday morning, that next commute day part, that morning show, GMJ, Friday morning, everything should have, by that point, at least moved out.
Yeah, you're losing a lot on the moisture, and the next front's coming in, right? So tomorrow we're dealing with the warm front. That's why temperature's going to be in the mid-70s, a lot more moisture involved. I'm thinking primarily just, like Robert kind of said, some sprinkles, drizzle through most of the daytime hours. And then as you get closer to the late afternoon, early evening, here comes the main wave of some rain, some heavy downpours, perhaps 1 or 2 embedded thunderstorms. So that's something we'll watch for. Should be non-severe and elevated storms at most. And then the cold front comes in for that Friday morning commute, but it does seem like most of the moisture will have kind of been used up in the warm sector. Not a whole lot will be left necessarily.
Do want to emphasize to people, though, especially since we got that last front earlier this week that brought in just 70-degree real field temperature drop. Not going to be behind this one, though. There is a little bit of cool air advection coming in, but we're still, saying in the 60s for Friday for the high?
Yep.
Definitely a far cry from that. So for those hoping for a white Christmas, it ain't going to happen. We're not going to get that cold.
I think the real cold air that we get from this next front really would be Saturday morning. That you could see some patchy frost type scenario for Saturday morning with a little bit cooler of a day, and the 60s though, right? And then make way for a pretty decent Sunday. Overall rainfall totals though, if anybody gets an inch in an isolated area, that'd be a top end.
I think by a lot probably.
Yeah.
I think most folks really only pick up maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
We'll have some locally, higher amounts of maybe a half to a full inch of rain, but I think those will be fairly few and far between out there.
Yeah.
And then your Friday.
Yeah, so 70, but again, this type of day that most of our day we'll kind of scrape 70 as an official high, but most of the day would be spent in the 60s. It's not going to be much of a range, right? So what we wake up with Friday morning and what we finish with in the afternoon, it'll be pretty similar.
Yeah, just a little breezy out there, and Robert had mentioned that yesterday, those northwest winds.
Yeah, and this is what Lou was just talking about a second ago, that low 40 there on Saturday. Parts of southeast Georgia, obviously, can get a little bit cooler on that, into the 30s there. But, I mean, what is our average? 67, so 68, albeit a little cooler, is still about average. And same over towards Sunday, we start to rebound, 73. Bit warmer. Nice a couple rain chances. But speaking of Sunday, though, do you have the Jags forecast in
I
there?
do.
Oh, there we go. Mile up. Get ready for the altitude.
And a mild one out in Denver.
Could be worse. Yeah, this is one of those things you kind of, maybe at the beginning of the year, you're circling. I don't know if we were circling thinking both these teams were going to be first place teams.
Probably not.
At the time. But, and how this didn't get flexed into a night game. Kind of a bummer.
A little salty.
A little salty. That should be your prime time. But
This is what it could be.
yeah, what would be seasonable. So really, the Jags are going out to Denver with some idyllic conditions. I mean,
Also think about it. There's the blizzard conditions, like one state up, just north of them. So that if that weather system was even shifted a couple hundred miles towards the south, it would be a lot different. It looks like they're just south of that front. They're in that ridge, so they're kind of in that warmer sector of this pattern. But yeah, it definitely, if it was even a few hundred miles further towards the north, would be a totally different scenario here.
but yeah. So weather's not an excuse. Maybe altitude will be. It's already going to be a wild environment there in that stadium, which is famously loud. So yeah, Jags got to get out there and take care of business.
I know you've talked about that. Is it famously loud? I've not
Yeah.
actually heard that about Denver.
No, Mile High. Yeah, it gets
Really?
crazy. Yeah,
Is it just the stampeding Broncos?
I think it's what- I think it must be what it
A lot
is.
of nay.
a lot of people neighing.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You know I love my animal noises when we talked about the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, you wolf at me. You bark like a animal, and I don't appreciate it. I'm being real. I'm not a real big dog.
It's
guy.
hard to do like
dog fan.
a
Georgia.
jag noise, like rawr.
You just did it. And it was good.
That was it.
Yeah.
But that can't be very loud. You have like 10,000 people. Rawr.
It sounds more like a kitten.
No, that's why you hit him with a Duval. Duval.
Duval.
You know, we were joking about that the other day on GMJ about the fact that, you know what, he could say it. He can keep saying it
say it
that
however
way.
he wants to.
you won.
Get us a home playoff game.
Yeah.
Win that division. You do whatever you want, coach.
Now, are the Jags, what are the chances that if they win in the divisional round, or in the wild card round, if that's where they're at, that they get a divisional round home game too?
Yeah, I mean,
they got to be the number 2 seed.
If you're the 2 seed, I mean,
That'd be sick.
That would be sick. You know, get a couple.
Then you get
of
2 home
home
games.
That would be amazing.
That would be nice.
Yeah. And
Someone upsets the number 1 seed in the divisional round.
Yeah.
AFC Championship game potentially
Right there.
here in Jacksonville.
Yep, yeah.
Place
All
would
the
be going-
possibilities.
Place
Man,
would be going nuts.
We're working ourselves up into a frenzy. What a great Christmas gift that would be, which is a little allusion to what's to come, a little foreshadowing here after this short break. So stay with us. Okay, so we just mentioned Christmas gifts. So our segment, we don't really have much in the graphics department, like a list per se with this one, as you kind of drink in the 7-day forecast and we look ahead to the weekend, and we know we got those rain chances late day Thursday overnight, and then warming for Christmas week. So let's go around the horn. I want to hear your best Christmas gift memory, what you ripped open under the Christmas tree, and this is one that's like, oh my God, yeah, they nailed it. This was the best. Ross, I want to start with you.
Mine was a Nintendo Wii. I think I was still in elementary school, probably like maybe 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah.
I was never allowed to play video games like a PlayStation and Xbox. We weren't allowed to do that. I had to go outside and play.
Yeah.
In the sandbox and in the creek. Go down to the creek and build a dam with some rocks.
What a
Nice.
loser.
Yeah. So I remember I wrote a persuasive letter in school for an assignment, gave it to my parents, did the trick.
Do you remember the letter at all? Like, what was your persuasive element? Like,
I think
Mom and
it was
Dad, I
that-
promise it'll just be a couple hours.
Well, no, I think it was
a week."
because we got the games that you had to play like Wii tennis
Uh-huh.
or like golf. So you were like,
being physical.
yeah, you were doing something somewhat active instead of just sitting there,
Yeah.
playing with your thumbs.
Yeah.
I mean, advice to all kids, by the way, and not to jump in the middle of your story here, but as a dad now, if my son wrote me a letter and said I wanted a present, I'd feel obligated to do it. Like
If there was
like,
good reasoning behind
Yeah.
it, sure. Yeah, but it better be
unless-
persuasive.
Unless he's like, I want a new car. I'd be like, all right, but like,
Yeah.
go on though, Ross.
Well, no, I mean that's pretty much
That's
it. Like,
awesome.
oh,
Yeah, good memory.
psyched.
Mr. Spetta, what was yours?
So mine does date me. So late 90s NASCAR was really popular. And I wanted a Jeff Gordon jacket. I remember this. And it was the full rainbow and
Yeah.
everything.
DuPont, right? Was
Yep.
that? Yeah.
DuPont. And my parents got it for me. It was like a $200 jacket. And we weren't like, we didn't have, my dad was a truck driver, we were well off, but we weren't like well off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
It's a hell
made
of a
it by-
gift.
So getting that, like, I just started crying.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was this jacket. Oh, so good. Nowadays, I don't know if I'd be that big, bright, just jacket that had like a chemical company on it. But man, back in the day, that was the cool thing to have.
That's money.
How about you, Lou?
Yeah, so too. So on the game side of things, I'm dating myself. Mine was the classic Nintendo Entertainment System, the first one that kind of came out with, and had the duo pack game that was Mario Brothers and then Duck Hunt, and that was like, oh man, I was younger than 10. I don't remember how old I was, but that was I just flipped out.
I expected
like,
you to say like an Oscar Mayer weenie whistle.
Oh, weenie was, yeah. Well, everybody, that was a stocking stuffer, which was awesome too. I opened that and it was just truly like you just started running laps around the house. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God!
I did that,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? That was cool. And then a little bit older, maybe 12.